Hi all, this is part 2. This is like an anchor edge for your crochet. I did that in the previous video. I'll link it below. It is a part of a playlist on my channel. Okay, so here's where we started and ended. I'm going to start over in this area as well. Now, this is the yarn I'm using. It's Parfait Chunky by Premier. 131 yards, 100 grams, 100 polyester, 100% polyester. It's color white, super bulky 6. It recommends an 8mm hook. This won't fit through my anchor row. That starting row of mine, I think the biggest hook it will fit is a 6. So if you're using, I think, worsted weight yarn, 6 is fine. You'll be fine. But if you need to use a larger hook, make your loops a little bigger, or in my case, I'm just going to use a 6mm hook for the first row of my yarn, the yarn I'm actually going to be working with. This is a cotton yarn, and it's 10. It's that 10 cotton, mercerized cotton. Aunt Lydia's. I think that if next time if I decide to use a chunky yarn that requires an 8mm hook, then I might make these anchor openings maybe 4 or 3 single crochets. No, it's a single crochet and 2 chain stitches. I think if I were to do this again for a chunky yarn, I would do a single crochet that anchors in and then do 3 chain stitches and space them apart a little bit, so there's a little more room for the 8mm hook. But you know, do your best, like I always say. And so I'm just going to use the 6mm hook, even though that's not the recommended hook for this yarn. Okay, so here we are. And leave yourself a really long tail, because you're going to have to peel about 3 inches of this fuzzy chenille off of your, like just like that. See what I did? I'm putting it directly in the trash because it gets everywhere. It sticks on everything. But yeah, you have to peel off like, because then you take your 2 threads. I think there's actually 3 in this, and then you tie them together. Alright, so there's my 3 knots, the magic 3, and it's still shedding a little. Okay, it's called Fray Block. Secures serge threads, washable and dry cleanable. Dries clear. Can't see. Oh, yeah, it's still liquidy. Just a little bit came out. But anyway, this is what Lion brand recommends for chenille yarn, is this process of peeling it back and putting, you know, a couple knots in it, and then putting fray check on it. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to do that at the end, I think, and have all of my ends drying. I don't know if I'm going to do that for every time I start and end a yarn. I think it'll just drive me crazy if I have to do that every time. I'd rather just do it all at the end. So anyway, give yourself a nice long tail. Do a slip stitch, and then go into the next space that you've made in your anchor row, and you just do single crochets. Just like that. It couldn't be any easier. Just because it's chenille, you just have to be extra careful of the ends. And then you'll have to hide your ends. And I think you can snip off this I guess it's like the interior thread that holds the yarn together. You can snip that off pretty close to the end. I'll show you how to do a corner when we get to it. I will meet you back. Okay, so we're coming to the corner. As you can see, this one right here, this is the one just before it. There's the corner, and there's the other corner. Okay, they go up the sides of the corner, and there's the one that goes in the middle, the stitch that goes in the middle. Now you go into this one, this is a normal, and then you do a single crochet on this side, chain one, move that over, make sure you get into the one on the other side, and it's another single crochet, and that's it. That's your corner. That's how you go around. I know, it's amazing, isn't it? How simple. Okay, so that's what your edge is going to look like with just single crochets. So do this all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end when we are working on our finish. I'm using chenille because this is a really fuzzy, nicely fuzzy blanket, but you could use any kind of yarn that you like to complete your edge. Whatever you think looks good with the fabric that you chose. But I'll meet you back. Okay, I'm back. I'm just going to finish the first round. Just go into the top of that stitch, do a slip stitch. Okay. And I did 4 panels with this yarn, and that was 131 yards. So fluffy. So yeah, go ahead and treat your yarn however you want to do it. You can. I've heard that some people will just take a lighter pattern and put these in. But that's how you end it. I will meet you back. Let the fray block dry. This is what it looks like. It's by June Taylor. Apparently it's still for sale. And it is still flexible. This is the one I did earlier, and this is one I did yesterday. And it is soft. So I think it's going to work really well. So I got these to hide, and yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to hide these ends. I just wanted to show you this this is my yarn needle that I'm going to use. It's got a nice wide loop of like nylon filament crimped into a needle. I got it from Hobie as a free gift for I don't know, whatever. I bought some yarn from them. And I think this might be the best yarn needle for chenille, because I've heard that putting the chenille into the yarn, into the eye of regular yarn needles, has a tendency to make them shed and like fall apart. Oh, kitty. Oh, Evan. He wants snacks. Snacks? I've trained him. I created this monster of a whiny kitty. That's my fault. So I'm just going back and forth. And yeah, the fray check does, or the fray block does kind of make it a little hard to pull through. I can feel it. Will you stop it? I might have to pause and give him a snack, just so that he will be calm. And this is why he does this. Every time I start a video, start recording, he starts begging for attention. I think I'm going to make my tails a little shorter next time. I went a little overboard in making this longer tail. Okay, so now it's sticking out just a little bit right here. I'm gonna leave it at that. There, okay. So hopefully that will stay together. That's very well sewn in, overdone, I think. You can see it shedding a little bit. So yeah, this might be a better. This doesn't have to be that long. Okay, so that's it. That's the first row, and it is ready to be crocheted into. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.